Alrighty then, you're here. I'm Tom. Let's write some code. Boop. Now, yesterday, not exactly the greatest success in terms of, well, anything really, but hopefully we can now get straight on with what we want to do, which is today we are going to put in a new animation button into our animation editor. We are going to put in a new row and a new column button into our map editor, and we're going to put in a new map button. 4 things, should be fairly easy. Feck, why did I say that? Let's go. Right, so animation, we have the save button. In addition to the save button, we want a new button. We don't need message response here. All we need to do is make a call to a non-existent method. Then we make the method, and then we start off with a how do we do this? So we're going to start off with a placeholder name. And then we are going to call another method with that name. And the other method is going to do animation items dot set animation name let's do a blank animation. And there we have it. Then we build it and we test it. Incremental. If this works, then we will replace these 2 lines of code with something which goes and actually gets an animation name and then calls the right method. New animation. That did nothing. Because animation, yeah. Okay, so I think we need to take this, and break it out into a method. We need why is that? Oh yeah, array of strings. So this is just got a string for the animation name. Then we call that method, and everything's rosy. Which means we can then call it here. Recompile, retest. We now have our foo. Our foo has a blank animation frame. We can add frames and we're done, and foo is still there. And we can put... Why is add and done not disappearing? Done. Close animation window. Animation editor hides, but we are not hiding sub-items. So, test again. Add a new one. Go and view it. Add a couple of frames. Done. That disappears. Can then go back into foo. Done. As many times as we want. Then we can add a new foo. Except now both foos will display the same thing because they have the same tag. So, do we want to do anything about this? I say when we click the new button, where are we? Here's new. So let's define this ahead of time. Actually, we don't even need to do that because this is the constructor. So when we go to add animation, set background color, to be transparent again, and then add animation by name. If our animation items already has something by that animation name, we are going to do new button dot set background color to something. Let's see what color that comes out with, and then we're going to return. So indication something went wrong, and taking no action. So hitting you once, it works. Hitting you again. It doesn't do anything, but it didn't set the background color either. Unfortunately, that's probably in this screen area, which is constantly... Right, let's just copy that. New... Oh, of course new isn't going to have any results. It's not exactly. So let's search for NN. Ground, that's not the one I want. New. Okay, so that has not changed its background color. Alright then, let's go to UI control. Render. Render text array to screen. Hang on, let's check our logic. Yep, that should work. And in fact, we can just do a log here. Render text array to screen, gets the background color, passes it into render relative element, which passes it into construct relative element, which should use it for the background color. Okay, It might just be that it didn't compile. So click it once, it appears, click it twice, it says it's setting. Interesting. Now I'm wondering whether the thing here which we're setting it to isn't updating the one in the panel. Or if something's being created and destroyed. So do we have a clone? We don't seem to have a clone. So if it was getting created and destroyed, then it's doing it the long way. But I can't remember putting anything like that in. In fact, right, double log it just to make sure. Hopefully we will be able to fairly quickly track down why the label colour isn't changing. Okay, yeah, so all of these are setting the background colour, but it's not ever getting it. Which makes me think it actually isn't setting it on the right thing. So let's do a quick test of that. So here, we'll comment that out and do instead actually this one is okay for now. We'll move this down here, comment this one out. And recompile it, and we can test that and see if that one ever gets tested. No, apparently not. It's almost like something is setting it back. But nothing else accesses it. Panel will now, is panel using the correct render method? I wonder. Should be. Oh no, it's not. Aha. Yeah, because I hacked it together, didn't I? Oh, I knew that would come back to bite me. Okay, so when we add an item, we are going to that's annoying. Actually, it should be fairly easy to fix. So we know the panel size here. Now, render relative element is to do with text. Construct relative element. Oh, but I can render a box, can't I? Render box around block. Okay, so that just puts a span on the screen. But I can put HTML in there. So all we need to do is do it like this. We don't need class equals box, but we can do so construct relative element. I think is going to be most useful here. This puts width and height. Okay, I can just use set item. When do we increase relative item ID? Here. Pull this into a function as well. So I need this bit. I'm going to get rid of this method as well because it's just never done anything. So let's steal this for now. We want it to be a div. ID class should be fine. Style equals. We don't need border styles. We don't need color. do need background colour. Okay, let's keep it as a span so it's in keeping. Display block width, height, and close span. So width is going to be, I guess, size.x times upscale multiplier to string. And height is going to be similar, but with size.y. Okay. Render block without text. And before we do anything, we're just going to render it at this dot position and this dot size. Oh yeah, we will need to store it somewhere. Wrong class. Needs to be down there. So we remove it every time. If this dot get background color not equal that, then we set it. Otherwise it goes to an empty string. Beautiful. I can't remember now why we needed background colours for it. I think it was something in the map editor. Yeah, so if we just hit code and do edit to go it into the map editor, load a level up, and now it's getting the background color. But it doesn't actually seem to be doing anything. Let's copy this and refresh that. I don't think I put px beside the widths, which is a problem. It also looks like I got the class string wrong. Okay, let's go back into a loop. Ah, right, so get that on the end of the ID, and so by this point in panel, we should do it at initial position, because initial position is the one that's got it fixed for the -1s. So load it up again, click on it, and still nothing. Why is that happening? Am I not closing something properly? So span ID equals element ID, close quote, class, open quote, close quote, style, open quote. So that needs to be px. That needs to be px. Close quote, close bracket, close span. Let's tag these in a bit. Block row 10, call 13, style. That's display block with auto, height auto, title. Okay, so all of these ones width auto, height auto. Okay, what about this one? Background color. Nope, that's about the same. That's another box. One's the cast from guessing and one's the selected box. So my guess would be this one is the one that was supposed to display that, and it's got this other thing shoved inside of it. Title G dash E cancel. Let's just compile this again, because what I am seeing is not making any sense. Nope, it's still showing the same thing. Let's see what happens before I format it. Nope, exactly the same thing. So... render relative element, construct relative element. Element ID HTML. Seems to be entirely missing. So style, color, background color, display, all of that stuff. So I am basically doing exactly the same thing, except it's getting interrupted. Oh, there's no plus here. I'm sure that should have thrown an error or something. Oh, for the want of a single character. For the want of a horseshoe. So we now have this one, I think, is a save. This one. He isn't using the right background color. Okay, let's... Am I even passing in the background color? I am not, doy. So that goes there. And then that correctly there. Oops, did not save. Save it. And still nothing. Style is background color, all white. Display block, width 188, height 100. Seems about right, maybe. Close span. Let's turn it into a div instead, because they're easier to work with, and I'm hoping it doesn't have any negative effects. Then we can get rid of display block. In fact, let's go into our HTML. Okay, nothing here specifically mentions span. And nothing there. Should be safe. Compile, test, repeat. Okay, let's get rid of some of these. The trouble is, actually, if the JavaScript's crashing, then the screen should stop updating. I'm hoping. No such luck. Actually, you know what we really need? Okay, we are going to create a top level variable is paused equals false. If it's not paused, we are going to post the render message. e.data.instruction set pause then we're going to go into our JavaScript and right at the bottom going to pass it through. Now don't even need to do anything there. We're going to refresh the page. Going to load our map in. We are going to display the box, and then we are going to set pause to true. And why is it still updating? I don't know why I compiled that, it shouldn't matter at all. Oh, that's render map. I also need it in other places. Okay, so render now it's stopped updating. And we can have a look. That's a save button. And here is a box which is much smaller than it should be. Okay. That is doing nothing. Okay, that did something. But why is it rendering on top of these things? Because they're all set to 100. Top level element div. Oh. Change it back to span. That's better. So why is the width and height because I didn't do any multiplication. Okay, let's update the height. Now that's better. That's what it should be. But I didn't multiply it for the character widths. So I know how many characters it is, I just didn't. Okay, let's get some things committed. We're getting somewhere. It's not where I wanted to get, but it's somewhere. Oh, the format has gone. God's sake. Right. Changed my format, and now it's changing everything. Anyway, back to where we were. I've needed that for so long and it's only just occurred to me. It's amazing, isn't it? Okay, let's look back at our loop and so we have character width and character height. So character width multiplied by size.x multiplied by upscale multiplier. So character.width is an F32, it's an I16, and that's U8. We'll do the same for height. Then here, all we need to do is width in here and height in there, and hopefully that's going to do something. Yes, except we forgot to put it into a span. Shoop-de-loop. There we go. Nice. We finally fixed our panel background color, which means we should now be able to go into our animation editor, hit new again, and that's a color I didn't expect, but tidy. I guess green and blue were both put much higher than red. If anything, I should have had red at max and green and blue at half. Let's try that. fact. Color picker. Slightly darker. But that's what we want. And let's go back to setting it directly on new button. Nice. Okay, loop. All of that's what we want. I've just realised what happens when the panel disappears. What did we do in animation? Oh yeah, we added the new button. And UI item I think was just all logging. Yeah. Okay, so let's test this. We load up the level. Click done, and it disappears. Okay. Interesting. Wonder how that works. I genuinely have no idea, unless all relative elements are being removed each frame, and only ones that get re-added, so I probably don't need to remove item here, because no, it is removing relative items, but who knows, there's something going on with the rendering code where it's rendering the relative items too often, I think. But that's a job for future Tom. Now, I guess I need a new panel. I'm going through a lot of these things. So the panel is going to be displayed centrally, and inside the animation name panel, I'm not going to forget to add it in this time. We're going to add a label to it as well. And it's just going to be empty to start with, and the tag will be new name. Let's call this new name panel as well, because I'm probably going to copy this code and use it verbatim. Actually, if I'm going to do that, I guess I'll only be using it once, and there's no point in refactoring it. So we've got the panel and the name, and now what we want is to update the text of new name label to empty, and we're going to get rid of this for now, and it now doesn't need to take in the animation name. To just get the text of the new name label. So the panel is going to have the new name label, it's going to have a line break, and it's going to have button. With done, or create, I guess. And add animation by name. Which means we can do something else fancy. But yeah, we should set the background color as well. Where is it? Add animation by name. Instead of setting the background color of the new button, we can set it of the new name label. Show and hide the panel at the right time. And what now? Text entry. Handle text entry. That happens when the level renders. So we don't want to reset the text unless the editor is showing. Then we get the last entered character. Okay, so what is this? This is new name showing. And if that happens, we just want to do this dot new name label dot update text. It was a bit easier than I thought. And finally, we wish to reset the text if as soon as add animation is shown. I've kind of devolved into my usual haphazard manner. I started off doing small incremental changes and testing and all of that, and now I've just gone back to, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. Do all the changes and fix all the bugs once you know what they are. Why is it still logging the background colour? I thought I refreshed it since then. It's got 20,000 messages in this log. Let's close that down. Although you'd think if there are 20,000 of the same messages, it shouldn't take up any real thing except one line for the message and one line for the number. Right, so this is not hidden for some reason. Did I not hide it? I did not. That'll be why. Okay, hit new and hit create. Yeah, the create button should be the one that gets the highlight, because there might not be anything in there. Okay, then name create button gets that. And there. Then, before we update the text, or maybe just after, reset the colour there. Useful feedback on error states. The new name create button is what else do we do that for? New panel, new panel, new panel. New button, UI control. It's happy with that one. Maybe it's because we call another method. Yeah, it tells us we use this dot add animation to list, so we can't. Gotcha, gotcha. So hit new, hit create, and it goes red. Hit call it foo, new. That shouldn't have worked. It's because of different cases. But we should now be able to do, for example, 3 on this one. Do we not hide it when we create? Add animation by name. We do not. We do. We should do. No, we need to cancel one. So if we do that and then hit done, this one hasn't been affected because it's technically got another name, even though it looks the same. That's fair. I will keep that as is. this should be our cancel button. And would you look at that? I knew I shouldn't have said it at the beginning of the stream. The add button's going to be easy, I say. All four of them are going to be easy. We should get through these no problem. And cancel button's good. Right. Okay, on to tasks 2 and 3. Map editor. Adding a row and column. Add row is going to be slightly easier. What is it that gets rendered? It's this map, isn't it? Yeah. Set tile option. Reads the row from the meta map and then sets it. And then updates the map. Okay, so we do need to do both. So if there's nothing in the meta map, we set the length to 1, the number of columns. Otherwise we set it to whatever the length of the first row is. Okay, so what is a tile detail? Okay, so this is an array of tile details, so I need one for each length, I guess. One for each of the columns. And we need tile color animation element ID needs removal is Darty. Map animations. Got exit grass ground. But I think they're different. So really we just need tile color animation, which should be easy enough. Then for each column we push new tile detail, tile air, why doesn't it like that? Oh wait, new animation. We're just going to put nothing in it. And then push the row on. Add column is probably going to be much the same, sort of. So for add column, I'm going to get the row length. And for each row, we're going to push on a tile air. Then we can do both at once, I think. Yeah, so columns was actually a lot easier. But now we need buttons to do them. Oh yeah, and we need to do... So do that, and then... guess we just need buttons that get show options after load. We currently have save. Before that we want add row and add column. And now we waited for it to shout at me. Okay, no shouting. Now we wait for potential bugs. So if we go all the way down to the bottom here, then click add row. Nothing's happening. Except, oh, it is, yeah, add column. It does look up a bit when you click that. And it doesn't have the borders. Add column seemed to do nothing. Oh wait, it added a column past the border. Okay, so that's an easy fix. So add row. Tile side if so if the column is 0 or the column is the last one, then we put a side panel in, otherwise we put an air panel in. And here we need to do cols -2 and tile side goes onto either edge. That's the row done. The column, set tile option. I don't want to slice it. Oh, maybe I do. Okay, start at 0. Let's put it into a variable to make it easier. It's not all that shorter actually, but so meta map row dot length. I'm not sure we did this before. Okay, so let's go -2. Plus tile air plus tile side. Oh, for we don't want to do row 1 should be something slightly different, or row 0 I should say. It should be the tile boundary. Okay, I think -2. Let's see if this works. So we take the last character off, and then we take everything else. It's just crazy enough to work. Right, so here we are pushing the tile on but we don't want to push it onto the last. So how about we pop the last one off, which should, I believe, remove it and return it. Then we push the tile on. And then we push the last one back on, which is basically what we're doing here, except we're doing that all in one. So now we load it up. We add a row to the bottom. We wait for the lagging to stop. Then we scroll down. There is a row, but it doesn't have the side characters on. Then we add a column. Wait for it to stop lagging. And then we've got the top there and the boundary all the way down, except it's still not there at the bottom. There should be. Actually, the exact same thing happened. Did I? Okay, let's build this again. Let's give this a good refresh. Something there ain't adding up. So, add row. That happened almost instantly and is still showing the same symptom. Add column. That at least is... No, because it's still putting it on the wrong place. It's almost like we didn't change anything at all. Okay, let's change tile air to tile... I'm not going to change it to exit, but that would be hilarious. Tile brick. And... change it to tile brick here. Right. Load the level. Scroll to the bottom. Add a row. Scroll to the bottom a bit more. And it's still showing as air. Scroll across. Add a column. Oh wait, the animation is still... Okay. Tile. Tile. That's where it was going wrong. It might have been adding the right thing, but it wasn't animating the right thing. So, add row. Add column. And still nothing. Is there a part of the map I'm missing? So I don't need a custom animation. So when I set the block animation, we slice it off. Metamap detail from tile. Put it onto the map. Okay. And detail from tile will just... Okay, yeah. We can work with that, I think. And set tile option, what does this do? Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing here. Okay, so detail from tile. What are they using? Oh, this meta map. This map to push row. That should work, I think, for adding a row. Adding a column. Oh, I need to set those as, yeah. So this is basically set tile option. Yeah, they're not being marked correctly, I don't think. Detail from tile. Tile is tile. Row is row. Col is -1. So do that. Let's not pop it. And here, I think that's what we do when we set tile option. Yeah. Comment that out for now. Just see if it works first. Okay, load the level in. Add a row. Scroll down, and nothing happened. Nothing different anyway. Add a column. Scroll across, nothing different happened. Why? It's even putting air in. Okay, I am going to take a quick break and then I'll be back to sort this out. Okay, I think I know what it is. So let's pause the rendering. Let's pause it over here. Guess it doesn't really matter. And let's copy our map. Now, if we go down to the bottom here, we'll probably have a load of bricks like this. Okay, so this is row 5197. Does it start from 0 or 1? It starts from 0, 0. So let's look at the actual level. So that is 98 across and 52 down. So when we add one on, it should be so that's 97. So 5197. So it starts at 0, 0. So that's essentially 52 lines and 98 columns. Which is, yeah, that would account for adding one on. Now, if we look at the CSS we've got, we do have column 97. And do have row 51. That's odd. The whole of row 51 is ground. Wait, hang on. That's 98 selected. So 0 to 97 is 98, so it hasn't added anything on there. It should be, if I add one onto each one, that's 52. Why did I miss one off then? Yeah, so it hasn't added it on. That's weird. So what I expected was that it had the extra row and the extra column, but that it hadn't added them into the CSS. Oh, maybe that's still happening. How's it handled? Render map message. If element doesn't equal null. So we don't have the blocks or the CSS to handle it. And right now it is almost 45 minutes past the end of my stream and things are getting slightly fuzzy. Damn it, I knew I shouldn't have said that this would be the easy part. Okay, let's add it to do here. I will put it in GitHub in a second. When adding a row or column to the map editor, the blocks for that row slash column need to be added into the HTML as divs and the CSS as blocks or as dot row x and dot col y. Okay. So that just about brings this stream to a close. I want to thank everyone very, very much for watching. And if you want to come and chat, I have a Discord in my profile. If you want to watch another stream, you can hit the follow button and the notify button to get notified when I go live. Other than that, whatever else you're doing today, have a good one. See ya.